autosave. Good. Entering turn-based mode. Why? Do I want the turn-based mode? Ah. Bulette, Predator of the Dark.
A little help, please.
And just look at Shadowheart. It's quite the intimidating enemy. Ouch. Okay, let's hope we can kill it.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
I think we're just gonna go all out. Just want to try to kill it. It's actually quite the formidable foe. Just with 125 HP. And it deals so much damage. Could go for the hypnotic pattern in the end, so it skips its turn if it fails. 70%. I think that might be worth it. Let's start with the others. Shadowheart skipping her turn? Apparently.
Well, so much for
Okay,
peace.
let's try to deal damage, and then try to hypnotize the thing. Use all the scorching rays we have. Oh, come on. 70% chance?
Can't even catch my breath.
Yes, once again. Come on.
Still breathing.
RNG gods are not on our side today. Or at least in this fight. Okay, please work, please work, please work. Ah, come on. Oh, it didn't get to act on its turn? I'm confused. I take it, but I'm confused. Let's take the Spirit Guardian. Let's get close enough. And you know what? I'm also gonna take our spiritual weapon. Yeah, you have to upcast it at least 2 levels to increase the weapon's hit points and also the damage. So at level 3 it doesn't benefit from that. Okay, Gale. I think it's still the best to throw some scorching rays. I want to kill it. Of course, in the early access, it tries to escape very often.
This is my time.
I just want to prevent that. That's why I'm going all out. Hard. Okay.
Still on my feet.
You know what? We're gonna try that again. I don't want it to escape. Hypnotized. And immune to hypnotize. Is it hypnotized? Ah, the immune to hypnotize was from the weapon. It's hypnotized, it can't escape. But unfortunately that status effect goes away once they take damage, so the Spirit Guardians just dispelled it. Hey. Should be able
my luck again.
to kill it now. It just has 26 HP.
Allow me to demonstrate.
It should be manageable. At least if we hit.
Got to focus.
Okay. Try inflict wounds. Please hit, please hit.
Another fight.
Okay, maybe we won't make it.
Still on my feet.
Now we will. Do you know why? Because both Dissonant Whispers has at least a little damage guaranteed. Efficient. Now, we did it! Ha!
No one stopped me yet.
Big success.
One day I'll catch a break.
Because otherwise you meet this Bulette quite a few times and it's always kind of devastating. It can really... It never got so worse that it really kills your party, at least for me. But it always is really annoying. Because like you saw with Shadowheart, it's just one attack and she's down to almost no HP. Blood Guzzler's Garb. Grievous Retribution. When an enemy damages the wearer gains Wrath for 1 turn. What is that? +1 bonus to damage with melee weapons. You know, I think the game doesn't like my party composition with no melee damage dealers. Anyway, interesting for Barbarian.
Still breathing.
Anyway,
Despite everything.
I think we just killed the Bulette. I think we deserve a long rest. Trying to see where we can go next. Either go in that direction. Go down here, or we can go up here. Ah, that's a question for tomorrow. Long rest.
You carry a Githyanki relic. I will have an explanation. Or your head.
Walk away. Now. I won't warn you again.
I think that confrontation was long overdue. Relic. This is about that artifact, isn't it?
That artifact is an heirloom of my people. Likely she spilled Githyanki blood in order to steal it. This cannot stand.
Heirloom? Plunder from some conquered realm, more like. This artifact is the only thing keeping us from becoming slaves to our parasites. Be glad I have it.
Gotta say, I have to agree with Shadowheart. Because, I mean, I don't think the Githyanki don't plunder other civilizations and where they see fit. On the other hand, we know that those runes on it are definitely Githyanki ones, so at least the inscription is Githyanki. What exactly is going on? Why are you two arguing?
Lae'zel thinks I have something important to her people. She's deluded, clear.
Lies. She carries an heirloom of my people. I must know why.
I don't think she knows, to be honest. But I don't think it's a wise idea to pick a side, so stop this. No sense in fighting with each other. We need to stay together.
Incorrect. Judicious bloodletting settles feuds and roots out the weak, the deceitful.
Do you hear this, tribe? Our lives are at stake, and she wants us to turn on each other.
No others. Just you and me.
Gosh, I hope we don't have to choose one of those. Either Shadowheart or Lae'zel. Even though, I gotta say, I mean, you've seen this Let's Play or stream so far. Guess who I would choose? I mean, feel free to say you would be choosing, if you had to, or which side you would take. So, any ideas on how we settle this? Without bloodshed, if possible?
The bad blood must be purged. A duel, come first light.
You mean I'd get to prove you wrong and thrash you? I love it. Get some rest, Lae'zel. You'll need it.
So much disdain.
You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward.
That's the other
If
thing.
anyone asks,
Shadowheart
I'll say
wins.
you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned.
Shadowheart, stop. You don't have to do this. 10 is okay. Another reason why you definitely should pick a character with some charisma or even persuasion as your main character.
She's a liability. It's the artifact we need, not her.
Let me up, and I'll show you.
I mean, why would Shadowheart let her up? Cooperate, Lae'zel, for your own sake.
Surrender? A disgusting notion.
You would
Otherwise
better
you
warm to
die.
that notion very rapidly, or your journey ends here. We needn't be enemies. There's plenty of those to go around already.
What would you have? That we be friends?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Hey, we've resolved peacefully. Not losing.
Imagine what we might achieve if we channeled some of that hostility back at our real foes, instead of each other. They wouldn't stand a chance.
True. They would be quite deadly combined. So interesting that we didn't get to talk at all with anyone during this camp scene. You see that? We are already rested. Start with our spells.
I applaud your taste.
Go with mage armor. We have speak with animals. I think we can go. Maybe we should have talked to our companions about the whole ordeal. Let's see.
I don't think there'll be any more trouble between Lae'zel and I, if you were wondering. We can all sleep easier now. Well, apart from all the rest.
I think that would be nice. That's good. I'd rather keep things friendly between us.
You have an interesting definition of friendly, but yes.
You seemed intrigued when Halsin mentioned Dr. Sissias before.
Wouldn't you be in my place? If there's even the slightest chance that Shah worshippers remain within our reach, we should try and find them. Even if they're all long gone, and that seems quite likely from what we know, who knows what they may have left behind for us to use? My people are nothing if not resourceful.
Definitely would be interesting.
As long as I've prayed to Lady Shah, I've wished to serve her as a dark justiciar. There is scarcely a greater way to fully dedicate yourself to Lady Shah, save perhaps if you become the head of her church. To become a dark justiciar is to become the Night Singer's sword arm, her implement with which she will cast down the unbelievers and win the final battle to restore her perfect, endless darkness. It's all I ever wanted. I prayed it was my calling. But Mother forbid me from seeking to prove myself.
About the church mother
I
not
wonder
allowing
if she
that.
would ever deem me ready. I owe her everything, and I only wish.
Interesting. I kind of hope we can prevent her from becoming a Dark Justiciar. We'll see.
I'll say one thing for our troop. We're not short on drama. I'm glad Shadowheart and Lae'zel settled their differences peacefully. Eventually.
So, another comment?
Since the party, I've had a spring in my step. And I've got you to thank.
I think that's cause we kind of flirted with him. I don't know. I also love that Gale is on the background watching. I don't know. I don't want to mess up things with Gale. So we'd just smile.
Ah, that smile. It could light up a room. Hells, it could light up the entire Bay of Baldur.
Aww.
But I'm sure you didn't come by to bask in shameless flattery. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Aww. Oh well. Your comment on Lae'zel?
I hope that's the end of this silly quarrel. They'll have no energy for battling our enemies if Lae'zel and Shadowheart are too busy squabbling among themselves.
These boots have seen everything.
Alright. We... Let's jump here.
Temisk and Torchstalks. Hell of a combination. Get confused by one, blown up by the other.
And the other way. Okay, so they can blow up and they confuse you. Let's try something out. And when I say
But
some
my
things,
magic.
it's usually 5.
Well met. I am a magical projection of Gale of
What?
Waterdeep, and if you see this manifestation, that means I have prematurely perished. However, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, it is of vital importance that my death be remedied at your earliest convenience. You may rest assured that I do not speak out of self-preservation alone. Many lives depend on my return to the living within the span of 2 days. I trust I've made myself clear.
Don't know if we even have the body. Just cause of the impact. But why was it just him? That exploded, but it kinda just moved him around. And I mean, we don't even have the body. Oh my gosh. While this companion's body is gone, the soul lingers. Can be used to resurrect them. Okay. How am I supposed to bring you back to life?
I have upon my deceased person a magical item that can accomplish my return. But such is the value and rarity that it is protected by a multi-layered security protocol. I will now explain the protocol. Step 1
What the hell is
is to
this?
retrieve from my person a pouch I wear over my heart. Next, you must unthread the purple seam that seals it in a counterclockwise fashion. Do not touch any other colored strand. Inside the pouch, you will find a folded letter and a tiny flute. Unfold the letter and note the markings in the top and bottom corners. These are the notes you will need to play. Starting from the bottom right, play the notes in correct order, clockwise this time. Upon completion of the tune, a magma method will appear, which will pose the following question. Iskcha Chisnaga. This is Ignan for what is my name? The answer is Kasitrak Ash. Pronounce the name correctly, and the method will breathe on the letter. Stay clear, because the little scamp can melt metal. Words will now appear on the letter's surface, effectively turning the letter into a scroll of true resurrection. Use it to bring me back to life.
That's quite the ordeal. Quite the mechanism. But yeah, I guess it's a safety mechanism for cause of the Netherese orb. Because I think if he's not alive, yeah, probably he would just blow up. But it's so weird that that happened because that Torchstalk exploded and just affected him. I don't get that. And so fast the character can die. Ah! Okay, anyway, we are trying to keep a calm head and are trying to resolve that. I just noted everything. So my bad memory doesn't mess things up. And yeah, I think Garon would be very shaken that Gale just died and vanished into the deep Underdark. Fine, I promise I will do so. Everything to get you back.
Excellent. Now repeat my instructions back to me, please.
I got it. Seems, notes, names, more that.
In that case, this will be an easy exercise. Step 1.
Okay, and we're gonna try to test my memory, so I'm not gonna look on my on my note. And try to get it by memory. Fine, I'll play along. Step 1, retrieve the pouch. Why can't we just do that by telling that? Wouldn't that be the easiest step? The easiest part?
And next?
Violet or purple. I should unthread the purple seam in a counterclockwise fashion.
Right. You then have access to the letter and the flute. Go on.
Should play the notes starting at the bottom right corner, clockwise.
Remember to play them clockwise. And after that,
interesting. It just has this always a different syllable it ends on. And that's how I could remember. When a method appears, it should say its name. Trasish or something like that.
correct. But pay attention to the trach part. Ch is back of the throat. And so we have gone through the necessary steps again. It is gratifying to see your memory does not fail you. Best of luck with the protocol. May my cold, dead hands soon be refilled with the warmth of life so they can shake yours in gratitude.
Well, alright.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
It would be very much easier to just go to Withers. Okay. I mean, another thing is, like, do we have the pouch? Because, I mean, his body is gone. I think it said, like, we got the pouch. We acquired that one. Is that that one? Open. Oh, we're still in turn-based. Open the pouch. Okay, where's Gate's pouch? Ah, it's still on. We can loot it from the soul. Interesting. So, we got the pouch. Ah, the suspense. Latest. Okay, that didn't work. Let's go here. The pouch. Okay. We're gonna do that. It's gonna be fine.
The pouch is sealed with differently colored strands of thread.
I really wonder what happens if you do it wrongly. Garon pulls the purple thread in a counterclockwise fashion.
As the purple thread becomes undone, the pouch opens to reveal a letter and flute inside.
Let's look at the scroll. The page is blank, except for 4 letters, 1 in every corner. In the top left corner is an A, in the top right corner is a D, in the bottom right corner another D, and in the bottom left corner an E. So it's D, E, A, D. So, dead. Did I quick save? Let's play the flute.
This is the flute Gale kept on his person. A faint magical aura envelops its wooden surface.
We're not gonna risk playing it differently. So Garon positions his fingers on the lute, ready to play individual notes.
The flute awaits with bated breath.
Play a D. Oh, it looks very fancy. Play an E. An A. And to end it, another D. What a charming fellow.
Iskcha Cisnaga.
Chaxi Trach Ash.
Daya Zoom.
I think it was to hand over Gale's letter, right? Garon hands over Gale's letter.
Multhamesk. Tinu Frantha Manthra Gale.
Yeah, it was an option to say that in the dialogue with Gale's mirror image, whatever that was. True Resurrection is actually quite the expensive spell. Like, Revivify is quite cheap. It's 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds you need for that. And True Resurrection is like thousands. I don't know it, but it's also a level 9 spell, so it's like so powerful, and also you need so many resources. It's very limited. But the thing is, you can also just resurrect someone without having their body, because usually, like, Revivify can't restore body parts. So to revive this soul, you need a True Resurrection spell. Hey, Gale.
My word, you did it! Oh, it's good to be alive. My hands are still cold, so that handshake will have to wait, but in the meantime, thank you.
Oh. You're welcome, and welcome back. It's good to see you alive again.
Oh. It's a relief to be back on beautiful Faerun. The dreariness of the fugue plane oppresses one's soul so very quickly. Now, I believe adventure awaits. Or misadventure, perhaps. Shall we?
That's it? Now that you're back with us, there's something else I want you to discuss.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure. What's the subject of the day?
The protocol of yours. Why make it so difficult?
The instructions were easy enough, weren't they? If slightly elaborate. I find that a healthy amount of theatrics, a voice from the beyond, a magic flute, a friendly, if highly combustible magma method, tends to make for a more compelling case. If nothing else, I'm sure I piqued your curiosity.
That sounds very dangerous. I mean, not sure what happens if you do something wrong, but Gale surely doesn't benefit from that. Oh boy.
Stayed interesting.
I just aged, I don't know, a lot from stress.
Ready.
Okay. And let's just blast that one, even though I guess it will be a chain reaction. Quick save.
Yes.
Maybe let's just here. Shoot them. And from a safe
battleground.
distance.
There are Dwergar and Myconids among the dead.
Safe distance. Let's try again to light those mushrooms up. No one is dying.
Looking ahead.
That's a better
Step
outcome.
forward.